Welcome to US-based news channel. Increased activities by Ukrainian troops in the south. It has been reported that the preparations of dozens of Ukrainian soldiers seen on the left bank of the region have begun. In addition, attacks were carried out with missile systems against the territory of Crimea. These long-range missiles seen in the skies of the region caused panic. These missile systems, deployed in the critical region in the southeast, are now proving that they have the potential to target many Russian military points. Tension rose in the heart of Russia too. Mysterious aircraft in the Moscow sky have caused the most worrying moments of the last days. Defensive deficiencies on the territory of Russia began to break out. Ukraine provided a shocking defense. Operations have become seriously difficult. Now there is no room for error on both sides. It is known that many regions were targeted in this war that lasted more than a year. In this direction, operations are carried out frequently in the east, south and border regions of the country. Although there are intense clashes especially on the eastern front, it is seen that mutual attacks have increased on the southern front as well. Possibility of launching large-scale counterattacks against Crimea, one of the regions most valued by Russia, has also increased. Biggest examples of this are the increasing mutual attacks in southern regions such as Kherson on the border with Crimea. This time, it was reported that Ukrainian troops were heavily detected on the left bank of the Dnieper in this Kherson region. According to the latest news, between 60 and 100 Ukrainian soldiers landed on the left bank of the Dnieper. About a month ago, it was seen that Ukrainian soldiers started to be deployed in this region. Afterwards, the military resources in the region continued to be increased. Fact that the number of Ukrainian troops, which was known to have 30 soldiers before, is now between 60 and 100 drew attention. Both special operations forces and many military equipment are deployed in the region. Moreover, it was reported that the Ukrainian army periodically opened fire from automatic grenade launchers aimed at Russian military points on the opposite coast, causing significant damage. It was also stated that Ukrainian troops constantly launched unmanned aerial vehicles from these points and threw grenades. According to the authorities, the increasing presence of the Ukrainian army on the left bank of this Dnieper is now becoming a serious threat to the Russian soldiers. Because it will be easier to advance to Crimea on the border from such points. At the same time, it was revealed that Grom-2 attacks were launched against Russian military points in Crimea. It has been reported that a missile launched by the Ukrainian operational tactical missile system Grom-2 has been seen in the skies of the region. According to the claims of the President of the Republic of Crimea, Sergei Oksanov, this missile was discovered and intercepted by the air defense systems used by the Crimean air defense forces. In addition, these Grom-2 systems are a development of Ukraine's defense industry and are capable of carrying warheads of various submunitions. This enables it to successfully counter many potential threats. In the following process, it is thought that more frequent attacks can be organized with such systems against the Crimea and Russian lands. To remind you, this long-range missile system was recently deployed by Ukrainian troops to the Zaporizhzhia region in the southeast for moves towards Crimea. Since then, moves towards the Crimea have been expected, especially from these missile systems. It was also reported that this Grom-2 long-range operational tactical missile system was transferred to this region under the control of Kiev by the Ukrainian army. Military official Rogov stated that this missile system could be used for attacks in Crimea. The biggest reason for this is that its range is up to 300 kilometers. In this way, Ukrainian forces can target Russian military points on the territory of Crimea. Tension has been going on for months in this Zaporizhzhia region. In fact, in the past weeks, it has been stated that the Ukrainian army has accumulated many military resources in this region, and this situation has caused concerns in the Russian army. At this point, which has the roads to Crimea, the possibility of launching counterattacks increased. Tensions in the region continue to rise with each passing day. It has also been announced that this Grom-2 long-range system can even destroy various ground targets at distances of up to about 500 kilometers. This operational tactical missile system of Ukraine has become the nightmare of the Russian troops. Because with these systems, many Russian military industrial facilities, command points and important positions can be hit one after the other. This situation will cause the Russian army to lose its important points more and more. At the same time, although such attacks mostly target the border regions, tensions can also increase in the more distant regions of Russia. This time, according to the latest news, explosion sounds were heard in the heart of Russia. According to the statements, tension has increased in the capital Moscow. mysterious drones have been spotted at the major airports of Domodedovo and Vnukovo in the region. This caused the flights to be interrupted and the Russian troops panicked. It turns out that an unknown drone was spotted at Domodedovo airport as the Belavia airliner was landing. There was no explanation from Moscow about the events, but such cases prove that the security of the country's airspace and the normal functioning of airports can be at serious risk. It was emphasized that the unmanned aerial vehicle, which was discovered in Vnukovo at night, was not found suspicious after the investigations, and it was decided to restart the flights. However, as it is known, such points were targeted on Russian soil before. Then, defensive measures were increased. Despite these measures, the continuation of attacks and reconnaissance proved that the inadequacy of defense still continues. Unless Russia can address these problems, it may have to face the problems of its greatest defense inadequacy. It is a serious danger to advance so easily even to the capital of a country. It is known that these discoveries, even if they are only reconnaissance, can be preparations for possible attacks. For these reasons, it is very critical not to ensure the advancement of foreign military equipment towards important regions. Moreover, Ukraine strengthens its air defense day by day. It is known that the Russian army carried out frequent air strikes. However, in these attacks, infrastructures are targeted and the target cannot be reached. This results in a complete waste of attacks and military resources. It has been reported that the Russian troops, this time, attempted to attack with 35 Shahd unmanned aerial vehicles deployed for the purpose of attacking the capital, Kiev, at night. However, the Ukrainian defense forces managed to destroy all Iranian-made unmanned aerial vehicles with a powerful attack. As a result of the counterattack organized by the Ukrainian defense units affiliated to the Central Command, the plans of the Russian army for the attacks were disrupted. It was stated that these unmanned aerial vehicles proceeded from the north, especially from the Seshcha airport in the Bryansk region of Russia, targeting the Kiev region. However, with the destruction of all unmanned aerial vehicles, these efforts of the Russian army were also in vain. In the long run, such operations will become much more critical. Now, every step taken regarding the war and all the decisions made by the leaders of the countries should be determined strategically. Otherwise, the cost of mistakes will become heavier and the compensation of losses will become very difficult. This will begin to affect the course of the war and the fate of the countries. In the future, it will continue to be seen more clearly which side will progress successfully. We'll see what happens in the next few days. We have reached the end of another video. You can support us by liking the video. You can easily follow new videos by subscribing. I wish you all a war-free day. See you.